been a golden afternoon, and I remember having the familiar conviction that life was beginning over again with the sunrise.
I actually got that feedback from a kid that I've become friends with through Discord, and he watched my channel a lot because he's really nuts about efficiency with his workflow, even more than I am. And my videos were helpful for him to just kind of get his head around a couple of ideas with, you know, the file folder template and stuff like that. So we've struck up a relationship, and he had switched his content from like doing Minecraft centric videos to retro tech as well, and like iPods and stuff. But it was a little bit more, you know, cutty and text graphics and memes incorporated. And I don't really do that. I certainly enjoy some of those channels, but it's not my style.
Yeah.
I've done that on occasion, but not too much. Anyway,
it's definitely a style.
Yes.
I like it too. When you can do it.
Yeah.
Some people just have it.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, that's really funny.
And their timing is really good, and they know exactly which meme to drop in, and it keeps the edit tight. It flows still. It doesn't interrupt, you know? Yeah. But he had mentioned, he's like, I hadn't been caught up on your videos over the last year, but I went back through and started watching them. And he's like, the stuff that you were doing that was more story based about an old piece of tech or getting this and upgrading that, installing this thing, whatever. He's like, there's something kind of really cool about those videos where it feels like there's a touch of like old YouTube to it. Like it's not the Mr. Beastification stuff. It's not just straight up sort of, you know, tutorial or educational content. And he said it, you know, it resonated with him. He threw out, not saying that my videos feel like his videos, but he threw out people like old Casey Neistat, you know, like videos that were storytelling or this or that or whatever.
It's so funny too that's old YouTube.
I know. Like back when people were making videos that were, you know, I think more on the artistic side and less the algorithm and results. And this kind of goes into that viral TikTok that I had where the results and the dopamine of fireworks in YouTube Studio and this video went viral, and like the need to chase that, turning you into that sort of homogenized content that is a little bit more sensational, a little bit more, you know, certainly higher click-through rate, all of that stuff. The sort of like the National Enquirer, you know, all that stuff. I came across a video too last night on YouTube about a YouTuber that started out a cooking channel because he had weight issues as a young man, and he had lost 100 pounds and started experimenting with making content around food and like preparing meals and all this stuff. So he sort of had his growing pains period, but then he kind of hit his stride. His videos had a good vibe. They were a little bit lo-fi in the sense that not the best camera and not super well lit, but he was doing these series of food videos and recipe videos that really grew a strong community as well as, you know, enough subscribers to do it full time. And so this YouTuber was doing a video about him where he was just really kind of bummed out that his content has all turned into what, you know, they refer to as the Mr. Beastification. So it's like, you know, the cheapest version of this food and the middle one and the most expensive version, and comparing them, or very sensational, extreme concept type stuff. And that he went through the comments, and while there were good comments and people that enjoyed those videos, there were people that were lamenting the shift in his channel and the vibe of it, and wishing he would kind of go back to those fundamentals. And even though my subscribers are primarily watching my channel for the Final Cut content, and the views on some of those videos I was referencing that are more story based or involving retro tech, and I'm not talking about the shorts, I'm talking about the main channel videos. You know, those I don't know, there's something just more satisfying about making them and
I think
putting
there's
them out
something
there.
with the shorts too that could translate into a longer video. But also, like, YouTube is kind of gross right now. Like, you just looked
Yeah.
You just try to find the channel and give you a bunch of shorts.
Right. Yeah. I searched
Like they're just trying like.
what
And
I
again, maybe that's just a one time thing, but it's like I feel like I'm getting that. You used to have the option to hide shorts. You don't have that option anymore. You're not allowed to hide shorts anymore.
And we've talked about that in my Discord about the prominence of shorts and
they're everywhere. I have not seen a short that I've enjoyed. I mean, I'm not a good audience for this. A lot of people watch a lot of short videos every day.
I don't watch any on YouTube. I make mine, but I never go to YouTube Shorts or like if I search for something and see it on occasion,
I've never seen one that's even made me
if it's
like think
educational.
about something. Like I've never even seen one that's made me be like, oh, yeah, that's interesting.
Right.
Like I don't know.
Yeah, it's almost like the combination of
and I sound like I'm
bite-sized content. But no, there's like this sort of sensational or extreme stuff, sort of gravitates towards shorts, or at least that's what's being served up. But then the fact that it's shorter, it just creates a much more dopamine and emotionally intense experience when you're consuming it, and you can lose time. Whereas when I watch YouTube videos at night, and they're anywhere from 8 minutes to 30 plus minutes, I'm not just like sort of like snapping out of it at the end going like, what just happened? Like, holy, like it's dark out, like you just got
that
broken from a trance.
Who I sent you yesterday.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And at least the videos that I'm watching, which are, maybe sort of reality documentary style, like if it's a person that is a vintage clothing person and they're going to estate sales and yard sales and stuff, and they're just vlogging and documenting their process, their approach, what they found, how much they sold it for, what they're doing with it, what's popping off right now in that world, all the way to like a super lo-fi video about a person who flips a 96 Toyota 4Runner. And it's just cool. Mm-hmm. It's like, bought this on Facebook Marketplace. I'm going to try to flip it for a profit and then buy something else.
Yeah.
But it's like the cool version of that. It's not, I'm going to buy a 1991 Toyota Tercel and in 6 months, I'm going to have a Lamborghini. Let's go.
Yeah.
It's not that kind of stuff. And while like conceptually, I think that's cool that you could flip a 90 Toyota Tercel into a Lamborghini, that way of doing it.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody, listen up. It's like the Ryan Trahan Penny video series that everybody like copies, which I only know of because of some YouTube channels that are essentially like a talk show talking about what's going on in YouTube. And all they want to talk about is the biggest YouTubers with the biggest views because they want their channel to grow and get attention. So they know if it's Ryan Trahan or Mr. Beast or whatever, like versus, hey, this artistic vlogger from Chicago, made a video and it's really compelling and she got 100,000 views. And like, this is valuable to your soul, not just like valuable to the commerce engine.
Yeah.
Anyway, a little bit of a.
No,
and that's what I talked about with my video, the TikTok going crazy. I'm like, I don't want, I want that feeling. Let's go crazy. I'm going to go to every thrift store ever and find every Apple product.
Has it changed you? Has it made you like, have you checked in frequently? Like, what is how has it affected you psychologically?
Well, I think because
maybe give context too. There's zero context. I just realized that too.
So, 2 weeks ago, and I won't tell the whole story about what I got, but 2 weeks ago, I regularly check thrift stores for just cool shit, whether it's records, cassette tapes, a vintage t-shirt like this one that I picked up. This is for those listening. It's a Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band concert shirt from like 2009 or something. And, I love me the boss. So, I scooped that, so I just check for stuff like that. And I also check for stuff that I can put in my friend Josh's store in the old market, obviously digital cameras that I can sell on eBay. So it's like a little side hustle where sometimes I get something that I keep for my personal collection of whatever collection it is. or sell it to make some money.
What's really great too is if you've been following this show since the beginning, you've seen the entire progression from the discovery of this to like the maturation.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Yeah. From not even thinking about.
Yeah. Like this wasn't a conversation we even would have been
slightly
circled around. Yeah.
And one of the early episodes was when I got that Canon camera at a thrift store in Colorado. So yeah, that set me on that path. So I go to the electronics section of the thrift store and I see a piece of retro Apple tech that is not as prominent. Not a lot of people know about it. And I bought it and like made a video about cleaning it and testing that it worked. The product was the Apple iPod Hi-Fi. So the video is like a 3-minute video. It's sort of the little bit of a background on what the piece of Apple tech is, how disgusting it was from the thrift store, whether or not it worked, and I cleaned it and then tested it at the end. And that video has amassed like 780,000+ views in 2 weeks, and I have gained 2,000 to 3,000 followers on the platform. It's regularly getting more followers and comments and all that kind of stuff. And so with everything that we've talked about on this podcast, I have focused my intentions with my channel and the content that I make. I kind of know what my boundaries are. I know what I'm susceptible to with results and how I don't want that to hijack my emotions and make me create more content like that, getting more extreme, putting text on the screen, like just like homogenizing it with everybody else. I just kind of want to do my version of it. And it's nothing super special. It's not like there's some weird thing I do in there that's unlike anybody else. It's a camcorder and an iPhone. And I just make a voiceover of what I'm doing. Super simple. I don't even put subtitles on the screen. I don't even want to deal with that. So I just had fun. It was just fun. Like, oh, cool. This thing took off. You've got a product that probably stole most of the show because it wouldn't work. It's not going to work on the TV that I just cleaned, a 13-inch TV that I made a video about. There was something intriguing, all those elements mixed together to create the right ingredients for people to be interested in watching it a certain amount. And then TikTok sends it out and more people watch it, and it just keeps going. But I could be like, okay, I got to chase that high because that was an amazing feeling. Just watching every time I open the TikTok app, I'd have 99 notifications, the max you could have. And I see all these followers adding and it's validating and it makes me feel like I know what I'm doing. But I know if I make a video about this TV or this old iPod, like it's not going to get as many views. So I have to find more shit that's like super rare Apple tech. And I have to like do stuff to the video and I got to change my voice. And like, hey, everybody, listen up. And like, just like do all this dumb shit to like to make the videos more consistently get those kind of views. And then when they don't, go, okay, well, what did I do wrong? Okay, at 3 seconds I forgot to do this, and then I didn't have the subtitle font was weird and the color isn't right. And psychologically, if you do this, like, oh God, no thanks.
Yeah,
I don't want any of that crap.
Yeah.
So I just keep doing it the way I'm doing it, and if it helps attract some sponsors that I might consider doing some stuff with to earn some money, great. But again, staying on my values, my mission, my convictions with what I'm doing with the content, which admittedly is, promotes consumerism. I talk about retro stuff, like I'm curating these products, but I know that some people are going to go to eBay and buy an Apple iPod Hi-Fi because they saw my video and were like, I'm really curious about that. Oh, it's only $80. I'm going to buy one and try it.
Did you like screenshot the prices?
I know I didn't think to do that, but people were like, how much is it worth? And I'm like, well, the prices right now are like 100 to 150, but they might change because of this.
Yeah.
And it sounds crazy, but it's like, a video that gets
if you have
close
a million
to 1 million
people,
views,
I mean,
you can really drive up the value of something.
That's frustrating though, because
Oh yeah.
Like if it were to drive up the value of the product, but not, one thing we talked about beforehand was like it not driving because of the platform.
Yeah.
Like your conversion rate of people that went to the channel.
Yeah.
And there could be other reasons for that. Just like, like consistency, and like maybe it's that type of content. There's just not enough, or things like that.
Yeah.
But I do feel like I've talked with several people who do use TikTok a lot, or I've thought about it more than I have. I don't really know anything about it, to be like,
yeah.
I mean, I have like a general understanding.
Yep.
I have a framework that I can fit it into. But the biggest critique on it I've heard is like it prioritizes we're going to talk about that. It prioritizes the algorithm and the content over the content maker. And
yes.
like, you saw that firsthand where you got 1 million views and you saw like a couple thousand people come over.
And you would think, and I'm not, I think I'm with you. Your brain goes, I would thought it would have been a lot more.
Well, I mean, my brain goes like, 10,000 would be.
Yeah.
But more likely like 30,000. 30,000 seems about what I would expect.
Yeah.
Whereas, maybe it's really good.
Right.
And you go somewhere between 30 and 100.
Yeah.
But like 3,000 seems
low.
Insane.
Yeah.
And then it makes me start to think like, oh, well, TikTok and all of these shorts platforms are manufacturing content or distributing content in a way that they're not manufacturing it, obviously, but they've created an incentive system to get other people to do that. But then how do you protect yourself against the downside of one particular creator leaving your platform? Which was always like the issue,
right?
Before these things reached like,
that's a good point,
giga scale.
Yeah.
Is you had, oh, well, this creator left the platform and it's dragged the platform down. Well, how do you make yourself immune to that?
That's right.
Well, then you can just create this platform where the content is what drives the engagement, not the people that are making it. So it's not, you're not there to watch the content. You're just there to do this. Or, I mean, I don't even think you just sit there.
You're right. And what it is the subject matter is the high, the high level reason to watch retro Apple tech. Like there are people that like, I don't care who's making the videos. I just want to watch stuff on retro Apple tech.
And maybe it's not even that specific of a labeling.
Yeah.
It could just be like tech with some kind of other identifier that the algorithm has picked up.
Right. But like you said, the way it's interesting because the way we talked about like the Mr. Beastification, right? It's natural for us as we create content and consume content to be influenced by the content creators that are doing stuff that we both like, but then are also getting the results that we wish we were getting. So we think to ourselves, if my content emulates theirs a bit more or entirely, like literally copying it or plagiarizing in a sense, then I'll have an increased likelihood to get those vanity metrics that will validate me, maybe validate me to others who think what I'm doing is crazy, give me the revenue I want, the lifestyle I want, the ability at the party to be like, yeah, I'm a YouTuber. Oh, really? How many subscribers? False humility, all that, 2.3 million, What? Really? All that shit. So does 2.4 million. Yeah. Does the algorithm and does basically like YouTube go, look, we know that YouTube Studio is going to hit content creators with so much dopamine when they make a video that goes crazy, especially if that video was an emulation of another creator who is hot or has a lot of subscribers or whatever. Then just natural human tendency to imitate what's working for other people because of envy, jealousy, desire, all of that stuff. It's going to get homogenized to the point where there is no consolidation of power amongst a YouTuber with a unique voice and a unique style and all that. That's going to permeate the culture. It's going to create homogenization, or sort of like the Mr. Beastification of all content. So then it's not about Mr. Beast or that the cooking YouTuber I mentioned. It's just about the content itself, cooking, whatever Mr. Beast does, and all those videos kind of
video suggestions. What's interesting right now?
Yeah,
which most of the time it's something zeitgeisty,
right?
Like, and most of the time you're testing things. It's like a good analogy is a large corporation, which is kind of what a lot of. I mean, I get it. YouTube is a large corporation,
right?
But with a large corporation, you get a lot of homogenous thinking,
right?
A lot of there's a aversion to risk.
Yeah.
There's an aversion to new ideas. There's an aversion to big personalities. There's an aversion to like being an individual, like individuality.
Yep.
And so we're just seeing that. But yes, YouTube is the corporation, and they've also managed to get like, YouTube, I guess if YouTube's the corporation, then all of the employees are the creators.
Right.
And now all of the employees are starting to act as if the corporation has reached some kind of a maturity.
Right.
And so, you have this, you're looking at statistics of what's done well. Well, the next thing that's going to do well, just by way of, just by how that works, it's not going to be on that list of things that has done well.
Yep.
So you're never going to find that thing if you're just rehashing these things.
And will it be like sort of like just a cycle of a counterculture develops a different style of doing it, and then it homogenizes to that, and then
probably.
And I mean, you could argue that happens in music, that happens in television. Certain types of shows are doing well, or a movie does really well, so then Hollywood makes a bunch of those kinds of movies. That gets exhausted, a new thing hits.
The content thing is super interesting though, because there are people that are very much addicted to.
Yeah.
I mean, especially the shorts.
Right.
Like I know literally people in my life that are addicted to Twitter, or addicted to TikTok.
Yeah.
Or addicted to YouTube or Facebook.
Yeah.
And I'm not like, you can be like, oh, they're addicted to that. No, it's like they're addicted to like meth. Like that's the same. It is having a negative.
Yeah.
It's causing negative effects on their life.
Right.
And you wonder how many people are in that cycle, and then how do you clear that up if there's a mass number of people? Like, do you just have to sacrifice a generation?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a super negative thought, and I tend to lean towards the positive. Like, and I think there's just as many people who probably. No, I don't. I think there are concentrated group of people though who probably are not. Like, I mean, you do see it. You see some kind of a counterculture forming, or people just like, I need to get my time back.
Right.
Or I need to get, I'm going analog.
Right.
But then, you mentioned this, like you worry about those things being co-opted and just turned into a different form of content as well. So,
right. And I mean, I think
what happens when that,
right. And that, that's when everybody has a camera and a way to edit and to put something out there. I mean, you're going to have sort of a more intense perception of those cycles. I feel like, something like 3 million videos get uploaded to YouTube every day. So
that feels low to me. That's crazy.
It does sound a little low, right?
Yeah.
It's like crazy at first, and you're like, wait a second.
Yeah, which is,
I feel like I was just watching a YouTube video where they mentioned that, and so, are those the shelf life of those cycles? It'll just be interesting to track all that stuff with the especially as shorts content. And I don't want to like spend time personally going, what's the vibe on shorts right now? Okay, subtitles are out, fast cuts aren't in. Like, everybody's using like you're checking all these boxes of like what's the new thing that's emerging. It started with a counterculture. It became a trend. Now it's starting to, really have virality with that style.
It is funny though.
Everybody's going to adopt it, and then a new, counterculture will.
Well, in contrast to shorts, what did we see after the last crazy cycle of the last crazy political cycle? What was the big thing that came out of that? Suddenly a bunch of old fucking clueless consultants figured out, people like podcasts.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, really? They like this thing that has been extremely popular with, a large swath of the population for 25 years.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously not 25 years, but it's been around for 20 years.
Yep.
I think a lot of people have been listening for 20 years.
Oh, if we put somebody on a podcast circuit, they will
be able to have more people hear them.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
What's interesting is
and I just speaking as that is that is almost long term. I feel like I've seen more long form YouTube videos, and I mean, I've listened to a ton of podcasts in my life that are over 2 hours.
Yeah.
And audiobooks are resurgent, maybe. I mean, I don't know how resurgent they are, but they're steady. So I do think there is still shorts are just something that's, I don't know. Shorts are, I've also just seen professionally a group of a large group of people who were I'll never, that'll never catch on.
Right.
And criticizing the thing and ignoring it. And now it became pretty clear once the thing got saturated in the zeitgeist enough that there wasn't any form of moral apprehension to the thing.
Yeah.
It was just not wanting to do something different.
Yep.
And then they immediately were oh, well, now we have to be doing shorts.
Yes,
and
right.
You see that, and I don't know. That's a bit of a different thing, but.
And the shorts content, and when I say shorts, I just mean short form content on TikTok. I don't watch Reels at all on Instagram, so it's only TikTok and YouTube Shorts, and I almost never watch YouTube Shorts.
Yeah.
If I watch short content, I gravitate toward TikTok because I feel like of all the algorithms, I'm served up stuff that is more consistent with what I'm actually interested in and get value out of, rather than, oh, you watched 3 seconds of this random video. Now we're just going to bombard you with all of that stuff like YouTube does. But for the shorts content,
YouTube's the only. So, I mean, I guess YouTube's really the only thing I use at this point, but I will clear my watch history on certain things on YouTube.
I do too, all the time to not get that shit.
Yeah.
Yep, I do.
And I mean, I don't really, I've been using the RSS thing for 3 months at this point, but it's still algorithmic on my TV.
Yep.
And, there's nothing worse than pulling it up on your TV and it's oh yeah, you watched one College World Series game.
That's right.
All you care about is baseball now.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yep.
Whoops.
Exactly. And so when it comes to short form content, the creators that I have enjoyed are the ones that are look, I'm just doing my thing.
Mm-hmm.
You can just tell they're just doing their thing. They're not doing shit.
If YouTube wasn't the thing, they'd be doing it on the other thing.
Yeah. And it's in just the way that they make their videos. While it's recognizable that maybe some of the lifestyle shorts creators do, panning shot of the interior of the restaurant, and then this, and then a little voiceover section, and then they're on camera saying something, that stuff's sort of timeless enough that it doesn't feel like this trendy thing that you're supposed to do in your shorts content. And so I sit there and go, look, they're just sticking to their guns. They're just making what they want to see. Yeah. And they've got it dialed in and they're not wavering. And so to circle back to my thing, that was my reaction to the viral video. Look, you're going to discover sort of new ideas for how you might tell your story or present what you did. Okay. But I'm not going to change my content and go, okay, this video went viral. Now, what do I need to do to make sure every single one does? Oh yeah, I need this color subtitle. I need to put it right here. I need to preview everything. Make sure every little image is not on the user interface. All this crap. I need to do these hashtags. Dude, I don't give a shit about any of that. It's just
Do you think that matters at any level? Like, you know, I'm around a bunch of people all the time who are like, oh, it's got to be a certain level of polish. And that doesn't mean anything of quality. It totally just means it's got to fit the subjective taste of one or two people. Do you think there's something to, like, is there any level where suddenly you have to pay attention to those things? Or is that just all? My intuition is all of that's just kind of an illusion. Like, it's...
I do too. I think especially if with our sensibilities and the things that we care about.
And that's why I was asking, because obviously sometimes I will be like, this is the way that it is. And it's not. It's just the way that I'm a very,
Look, I think there's two things. There's a business that wants quick, fast, immediate, short-term results. And they're creating content, even if it's like a content creator, but they're thinking commerce.
Say it's like Bank of America.
Yeah, Bank of America, or honestly, like a little entrepreneurial content creator that's like, I wanted to grow. I sell this stuff, and I'm going to use content creation to build a following,
I'm trying to
attract and extract.
Scale to 1 million and sell
all
this
of
business.
That stuff.
Yeah.
All that entrepreneurial stuff. And not saying that that's cringy or not valid or whatever, and not saying that they're all looking for short-term results, but whatever that focus is on those results, that's going to move you towards those things. SEO, SEO back in the day, now hashtags or the description, like how to format it. What's too much information? What comment do I write? Do I pin the comment? What color tones are most psychologically soothing to the watcher? Like all of this stuff.
Where are you placing your call to action at the end of the video?
Right. Call to action. Like, how are you building mystery at the beginning? You got to have it 8 seconds, like all that stuff.
Yeah.
That's an approach that those people want to use, and it may be effective on certain audiences, all that. I see it and I just go, this is bullshit. I'm moving on to something else. Like, you're dead to me. So I think there's that. And then I think you have people that their strong artistic or creative impulses, like good stuff that they have inside of them, soul, right, gets co-opted by vanity metrics, short-term benefits, needing a scarcity mindset. I have to watch out for this, like I'm low on revenue, like I haven't made enough money and I need to promote these products, or I need to make some videos that get my channel some heat. And so I'm going to, my instinct is to do this stuff, but I don't think that's going to get me there. So I'm going to do more of what these guys are doing or these gals are doing or what these businesses are doing. I'm going to start caring about that, just distilling everything down to a fundamental viral human reaction. And I'm going to make my McDonald's cheeseburger instead of this thing that's a burger, but it's like, I've got this crazy idea, smash patty, this type of cheese, grilled onions, this crazy mustard thing, or this umami thing I had in Japan. You know what I mean? Like coming up with like this new cool take on something, where when someone takes a bite, they're like, this is both beautiful and does something to me. Psychologically, chemically, whatever, that like is really powerful. But the first thing that I care about is someone really put some soul into this thing.
Is that just, it's different, or like, because you can make a, quote unquote Mr. Beast video and put a lot of thought and time into it. And a lot of those videos do have a lot of, we're talking production teams. And
do you mean more like
writers,
analytical thought and sort of like, versus
I guess
soul?
Like, how do you define it is, I guess, what I'm...
Soul to me is like, it's a little bit more like magic. It's, you have instincts and impulses. You have your entire life. Is it just randomness though? Like... I don't know if it's random, because you are crafting something, but you're going more on instinct. You're going a little bit more on, I've consumed all this stuff. This thing isn't there. I have this idea, or I have this feeling, or I feel drawn or pulled to this, whatever. And I'm going to make something.
Just going to try it because.
Yeah. Versus that hyper analytic approach, which is, All right, I read all the psychology books. I read the history of all advertising from time immemorial. I know that people just headline these words, like we just react to this stuff in certain ways. And, like I figured out the 11 herbs and spices that KFC puts in their shit that makes it whatever, like I'm just going to do that. I think everybody listening, you hear that out loud and you're like, yeah, that doesn't interest me. I want to stop by the roadside place in Mississippi where the grandma makes like fried chicken in a pan. And it's like everything points to this being terrible. And it's
I always get caught up because I like to think like, oh man, well, every human is like soul. And even like, there's some things in here where he's talking about like you have to trust that the intuitions and thoughts that you hold in your own head are present in every man.
Yeah.
Like that is genius. Or like often in genius, we find our own disregarded thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this idea that, I mean, that's how I was quote unquote taught.
Yeah.
Like that from the people that I've always followed or that have taught me the most about, creating. It's to search deeply, look closely, pay attention to the things that you would typically not pay attention to, and try to find those things that transcend the moment, that are a bit more universal, and then lean into those things.
Mm-hmm.
And that's typically what has the most impact. And now I'm laying this out because I have those, I have that where like that's how I approach everything.
Mm-hmm.
Or I try to. And I feel like that's the way I see things. And then I sit here and I look around and I'm like, obviously there's an audience for like Mr. Beast videos.
Yes, absolutely.
And it's way bigger than the audience of like this podcast or just some like thrifting channel, or some like analog tech. Like there's a reason analog tech isn't just tech,
right?
Because enough people moved on from it,
right?
So, like maybe you have an idea on that can, sort that a bit more. But you see what I guess what I'm trying to say is, I look and I romanticize things.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, man, this is obviously how it is.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have to sit back and be like, no, it's not obviously how it is. Like, obviously the world is in a different place because these things are niche, whatever you would call niche.
Yeah.
Like, and, that doesn't mean it's not true. It doesn't mean that, maybe it's directionally right. I don't know, but, help me score that. Like, what do you think about that?
I'm still trying to climb inside of it a little bit.
Like, is it the National Enquirer thing? But I mean, there's people that are unironically watching Mr. Beast videos. And then there's people that are doing it just because they see dollar signs.
Sure. And I mean,
but it's like trash TV. Like there's a lot of TV, honestly, I was home, over Christmas, or no, recently, even more recent. And, my mom was recovering she had like a shoulder surgery and was recovering, and she was on a bunch of pain meds and just had Netflix playing.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I kind of feel like the only way that these shitty ass Netflix movies get any kind of audience is because it's just people that are recovering from surgery on pain meds.
It's funny that you say that.
Like
something that I wanted to talk about.
How do these things get? It's like, but I'm being right, like a little bit self-righteous about it because it's like there is just some terrible stuff that is getting a lot of views, so there has to be an audience for it.
The Netflix thing is specific, and I don't want this necessarily to take us away from the main thrust of what you're talking about, but this is sort of as an addendum to that point. You just said these terrible Netflix shows must be sort of made for people that are recovering from surgery and like aren't their full present self watching this thing.
It's just background noise. It's like you have.
Now, did you just discover this idea like right now, like kind of been thinking through it? Like
oh, well, no, I mean,
that you haven't had that
it's
thought
like,
before.
It's like, like CNN or ESPN or Fox News or like any of these, like their business model is literally background noise.
So
It's put it on in the airport and leave it on. And if enough airports leave it on, then we're going to make revenue.
have you heard about the concept of second screen?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Is it like just noise? Like how people used to leave the television on?
Visual music.
Interesting. Okay, go.
So I've read some articles and watched some videos with quotes from Netflix executives talking about how something that was being made for their platform, whether it was at the script level or like the rough edit or whatever, executives are saying this isn't really second screen enough.
Yeah.
They want to simplify the piece of work, the film or
so
whatever.
it can be, you can be doing something primarily, but it is like Seinfeld reruns or The Office, and it's, but I mean, those shows are great, but like,
but then it's also like, hey, we need to sort of like have the main character re-say what they're doing in this at like minute 23.
Yeah.
Because the people that tuned out on first screen and like tuned back in on second screen, like we need to kind of get them up to speed.
See, that's just disgusting though.
And they're like literally engineering content on Netflix.
Oh, it doesn't
to be
surprise me
better for second screen.
Yeah.
So
oh no, it's like in any action movie you have.
So
like,
it's even
you
like,
have like the very much like restate the plot, very didactically, like restate everything that the audience needs to know and explain it. You even had that with like network TV shows, like even ones that were around for a while, CSI, Law and Order. That's what that was.
Yeah,
that's disgusting.
I know.
It's so fucking gross.
So you have the Mr. B side that is, don't let them blink. We don't want them to blink because they're afraid they're going to miss something. And we want them jacked in. They're going to watch every second of it all the way to the end.
I've never heard that term second screen.
Yeah. So
it makes sense though. Yeah.
And just like you said, this isn't sort of like a new thing. Yeah. Airports just want to be background noise or have background noise, put the screens up, bars with TV screens everywhere. Just like, which is annoying. Like I'm almost like hypercritical of restaurants if they just have TVs on.
Yeah.
And it's not even like a sports bar.
It's kind of like backfire. Like ESPN is still, I mean, a lot of their audience probably comes from that.
Yeah.
It kind of backfired for like Fox and CNN because they just got stupid.
Yeah.
And now nobody, like, you can't put either one of those on in any place if you don't want to.
But I think the
piss
quote,
off a lot of the people.
I think the quote from the Netflix exec was something, I believe it was, this isn't second screen enough.
Yeah.
And so they're like asking people who go to make a film, and I think they're approaching it with soul and artistry, and they're running into these roadblocks of, you need to make this simpler, easier to follow, moments where the audience can be caught back up to speed so they like don't feel like they missed a bunch.
I hate to say it, like that's what you get for getting in bed with Netflix or like
and what their incentives are. Like, hey, look, we're not A24 trying to make like the best films
that are going to be watched in a theater
where
the phone is not allowed
to make this the new golden era of filmmaking and storytelling. We just want our shit on with as many subscribers as possible. And if part of getting subscribers is to have visual music that soothes people when they're working or whatever the fuck they're doing, great. And there's also, we do it, and I'm not saying like we're bad or whatever, but we desire that. I like to have stuff on. We use second screens. I like to have
stuff playing all the time,
VHS, all of that stuff. But what pains me is that someone watches me do that. I watch you. I go, Alice, he's got this on. There's something here. There's something happening. I'm going to start making content that makes him psychologically prone to watching my second screen.
See, but my mind goes for anything that I'm consuming that doesn't have anything to offer is literally wasted life. Like that's wasted energy, that's wasted brain power, that's wasted life.
Yeah.
Like this extremely valuable thing that's what I don't get.
Right.
Like movies. Like if I can have something on in the background, like I'm not gonna like, or even just if I can watch a movie, like I'm not gonna watch a movie if like there's nothing interesting about it. Like even if a movie's total shit, if somehow there's like an idea there that maybe was explored and interesting, I'll watch it.
Right.
But if it's just like a bad movie,
I know.
It's pretty easy to find, like, oh, this is just a mediocre movie. I will never watch it. And it's not like, at first it sounds like, oh, that's just being snobby, but it's not. It's just like, we are so lucky to have life and like to be here for the extremely limited time. And like, we have no idea what's going to happen. And it's just using that precious experience of just consciousness and just, pouring shit down. Like,
I know.
It just feels like such a waste.
And this is the thing that I would want to tell these people. Like, if they're observing us, we're in a focus group, or they're watching us, whatever we do, our habits, because they want to reverse engineer them to sell more bullshit. I want to sit there and
we're not the.
I know, but I think what they're missing though is they might see people that turn on the new Chris Pratt movie on Amazon Prime, and it's the second screen for them.
Yeah.
Like, they set out to watch it. The phone pulls them in because of shorts or whatever, and they just kind of check in with it as they're watching it for the first time. To me, that is just like,
oh, I know a lot of people who don't have the attention span to get through a movie anymore.
Soul-crushing,
yeah.
Right? Now, for me, if I'm doing a second screen thing, and this is where, if I'm a Netflix or whatever, I want to make the content that I make second screen because of this. If I'm sitting there and I'm like, I got to work today, but I need to have a vibe going on where I am. Every VHS that I have, or whatever I put on my Apple TV or whatever, is something that I own for a reason. And then if I choose that movie, like Apocalypse Now, I just want Apocalypse Now on because there is an energy that emanates from that film. When you combine it with the energy that emanates from older tech, VCR, VHS, whatever, the sound, all of that environment,
you might click
provides,
in and it'll give you something.
That's right.
You might click in on accident to a random spot and it's like, here's a little nugget. Here's a little gift.
Or, I just caught this part of the river sequence, or the opening, sequence where he's, in the hotel room, or the end, hold on, this is the part where Dennis Hopper, all that, you know what I mean? Like, I want to have a second screen on because of the magic and soul behind
that's why the most successful second screens are not this bullshit that Netflix puts out. That's why the most successful ones are The Office or Parks and Rec or Seinfeld or Scrubs.
I'm never going to put something on that I've never watched before.
Yeah. If I have Seinfeld on, that's an energy.
Yes,
if I have TCM on, that's an energy.
That's right.
If I have a movie that I love on, which, that's the only reason I fucking buy any movies from Amazon is because, okay, well, at least I can throw this on.
And that's the short-term thinking that they don't fucking get, and it drives me nuts. It's, hey, we just accept the fact that nobody has attention spans, and we're going to make shit that is visual muzak.
What is muzak?
Oh, muzak is like elevator music.
Okay,
so like when you're riding in the elevator, or at the mall, like, we got to have something going on.
Yeah.
And so we need something that's
just space filler, essentially.
And like, it's like, and I'm sure there's like a lot of intentionality behind it. It'd be fun to kind of like the people that made music, and not the musicians, but like the people who are like, okay, well, this mall or this elevator is missing something.
Yeah.
Like, people can't just stand in silence in an elevator. They'll kill each other, or like someone will fart and like, whatever. Like, you got to have something going on. Like, we gotta cultivate a vibe, but a vibe that like chills people the fuck out.
Yeah. It's like Weather Channel. Like, have you seen that?
And
the Weather Channel, it's just literally reruns from the Weather Channel from like 1992.
Yeah.
So dope.
But then, like, is Netflix going, hey, listen.
See, if I'm Netflix though, hold on. I'm sorry. I don't want to cut you off. If I'm Netflix though, instead of paying some fucking, poor slaved director to make some dog shit movie that they're going to regret for the rest of their life, and that is going to serve absolutely nothing other than like fucking paying a couple of day rates and churning out some shit box on the internet, like, just go buy the Weather Channel archive and put the lo-fi elevator vibes. Like, you could do that for a quarter of the cost And that's Muzak, a second
Right.
screen experience
Yep.
vibes. Yeah.
But Netflix is just going like, look, everybody's on their phones, man. Like, we can't compete with Reels and Shorts and TikTok.
Yeah.
Like, it's just the data shows everybody's on their phones. Or if they're not on their phones, they're wondering, when do I get to pick up my phone? So, fuck it. The best that we can aspire to is that they'll choose our shit to be playing in the background while they're on their phone.
Yeah.
And if that's what we need to do to keep the lights on here, we will aspire to that short term. Who gives a shit? They like the actor. The thumbnail's good. I'm in the mood for an action movie. This Chris Pratt thing on Amazon. And I'm not saying that film.
Just hate Chris Pratt.
I'm just
kidding.
I'm just giving an example. I'm not saying any of his current movies or the whatever.
No, I'm
digital
with you,
music
I'm
or
with
visual
you.
music, but that's like, they're just like, yeah, like, let's just have like something on that's kind of cool. It's not super expensive. We'll restate the plot every 9 minutes, and the people that are just have shit on while they're on their phone, like they'll watch the whole thing.
Hallmark movies are kind of the same thing, right? Hallmark movies where it's just the same.
There's something about those
kitschy plot, and it's just Christmas.
Yeah,
Muzak.
I mean, there's
whatever.
there's definitely like, hey, I'm wrapping presents, throw on the Hallmark channel.
Yeah.
Like, I ain't watching it, but it's like,
Hallmark is. I mean, the movies are shite, but it is like adjacent quality to TCM.
Yeah, but
like you throw TCM on just because it's like.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a nice companion.
Sure.
Yeah.
There's some, and maybe I'm wrong, but I have a feeling that there's like this odd combination of commerce and earnestness with the Hallmark channel that like kind of works.
Yeah.
Like, we want people to be amped about the Hallmark channel in December, and we want them to either have this shit on or to actually watch it.
Yeah.
And even if it's campy or it's a little formulaic or very formulaic or whatever, like we want there to be a feeling like, man, how are they going to do this formula? With the princess and the thing and whatever.
On, yeah.
But then like
you can
maybe some earnestness, or they get some people that are starting out in their careers and they're able to inject just like a touch of soul. Like, it'd be cool to have this or it'd be cool to have that. Even if the Hallmark people are like, nah, let's just kind of keep it simple. It's whatever. And I wonder if they've just kind of caught this special thing, the magic of Christmas, the commerce of it.
It's interesting because Hallmark doesn't really work outside of Christmas.
No.
Right? Like,
I mean, does any? Yeah. Right. And this is the other thing too. Like, they kind of found out what was working. Yeah. Maybe they doubled down on it. Wasn't there something too where like, it was a Lifetime movie. Lifetime kind of had the same thing.
I grew up, my mom watched Lifetime movies every day.
And it got to a point where
everything's the same, like infidelity, murder.
It got to a point though where there was a moment where Will Ferrell and whoever he was working with, I don't know if it was Adam McKay at the time, but they were like, for us to like tap into something cool that's happening in the zeitgeist, that's kind of a vibe, we need to make a Lifetime movie.
Yeah.
But it's not going to be a parody.
Yeah.
Like
it's just a real Lifetime movie.
It's like, we're just going to make a Lifetime movie.
Yeah.
And we're going to make it fun. We're going to like do the formula.
It's not
bad.
Right. I mean,
but then,
it's rough.
People are going to talk about it.
It's interesting.
They're going to think it's funny. They're going to, Will Ferrell made a Lifetime movie? I got to watch. Like, that combination. Now there is a commercial.
There's like a Mr. Beast
that
quality
is desired in that. But then I think there's also soul. Will Ferrell goes, they just go, man, wouldn't it be funny to make a Lifetime movie?
Yeah.
Like, that starts it. And then they go, actually, that'd be kind of smart because it would do this, but then we would make it seriously. There's a combo there that makes it palatable versus we don't care about any of the soul. We just want the bullshit.
Yeah.
And that's.
See, and we sit here and we're like complaining, and I'm just like, part of me is just like what you like. And then this is always going to be a thing. Like, commercial pop has always been a thing.
Yeah.
I mean, not always, but as long as, contemporary American culture has existed since 1950.
Yeah.
We've had some version of this.
Yeah. I mean, I've watched The Price is Right in the summer every day at 10 o'clock in the morning,
Yeah.
Like, Is it extreme? No.
Well, that was
but
all right. That was always the thing when like I missed school. It was like,
oh, dude, Price is Right. 10
you get to
o'clock
watch,
for me
yeah.
every
Price is Right.
Every time I stayed home from school.
Yep.
That was it was a non-starter. And, you know, they could have stumbled across that formula. They could have sort of like, taken what every game show did.
What we're complaining
out.
about is just the fragmentation of that idea to other platforms.
Well,
like it was a bit more fixed. It was like shitty magazines and then shitty TV, and now we're like, oh well, it's infiltrated YouTube, and it's like it's just it's the same exact thing.
The thing is, you know, certainly people, you know, game shows came out and everybody kind of made their versions of it or whatever, but it would be like if The Price is Right caught on YouTube and like 10 million content creators made their version of The Price is Right. And it's like basically the same.
Yeah.
Kind of different, a little different voice, a little different color, font, you know, but this stuff, but it's like, it's basically the same. I mean, and a lot of these content creators are literally plagiarizing, I mean, beat for beat. And now they're even using AI to do it. They'll literally take the transcript from a YouTube video, put it in an AI voiceover thing, and then make the exact same video that a real person made to co-opt the virality of it.
Yeah.
And
that's already happening with Instagram and TikTok and YouTube, and it's happening everywhere because it's just like, especially for things that are kind of topical, like instructional topical.
Yeah.
Why? Yeah.
and to me, this is where,
and it's like we can sit here and get like frustrated. I part of me with this stuff, I feel like old man yelling at cloud.
See, I'm excited about it because I'm like, this stuff is reaching, if it hasn't already, a saturation point that's going to spawn.
Is it though?
I
think it's part of me thinks it's just going to saturate into more of the same. Like, because we're playing the same game as the National Enquirer, like, and it's always going to be a market. Maybe like there is an argument. I see the argument for maybe we get sick of this and then it just breaks it forever. But God, how great that would be
if the Edward Bernays people get their way. It doesn't happen. They all toe the line. They focus on their desires. They want to be viral YouTubers. They want those views. They want those subs. They want all that stuff. We drive that silver play button down their throats in the background of every goddamn YouTuber who's earned it. They're going to toe the line. They're going to make the content that sells the shit, that gets us the attention, that sells the ads, that keeps the whole machine going.
Yeah.
Homogenize the shit.
I think they might break. There is an argument that they just break the machine though.
Well, but YouTube also holds the key. So you hear a video about the algorithm, they go, yep, that's part of a counterculture. We're going to kill it.
Yeah, but like I can put that up on my website.
Sure.
If I want. And, you know, I could put ad revenue behind that. And, you know, if I place it right, they're not going to. So I just, like, I don't think, I mean, look, I understand that platforms censor based on, and censor is like such a overused term. It's been like over politicized, but no, that's literally what platforms do. Yeah. This is inconvenient to what we're trying to sell. Mm-hmm. Nobody gets to see this. Mm-hmm. It's what you would do if you're, you know, like it's what a parent does. If their kid says something that's inconvenient to their how they run their household, it's just how humans are wired. Yep. It's terrible. It's shit.
I know. Sucks.
It sucks. And we should absolutely try to make that not possible, but that happens. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I mean, it's just like, yeah, like my video, I could put it on. They might break the system though. Like they might break, like if it gets shitty enough, people are just going to be like, fuck this. I'm just going to go like play with my dog.
Yeah.
You hope.
Yes, you hope.
And maybe that's not true. But eventually, like if all of these things continue to get shittier and shittier and shittier and shittier and shitty, and they are, it's just like, when is the point where this just explodes? And it's like, I'm going to go play with my dog. Like I'm going to go see a movie with some friends. Like this is. It
had been a golden afternoon, and I remember having the familiar conviction that life was beginning over again with the sunrise.